If you've been learning English for a while and you feel you speak with more of an American accent, or you feel your accent's a mix between British and American and you'd like to change that and speak with more of a British accent, then in this lesson you will learn 3 ways to help you sound more British when you speak English. Disclaimer, by British English I specifically mean received pronunciation and modern received pronunciation. These 2 accents are considered the standard form of English pronunciation in England. Although these 2 accents are considered the standard in England, they are not the only 2 accents to exist. There are hundreds of different accents across the UK as a whole, so keep that in mind, especially if you ever visit the UK. If you don't want to change your accent or you don't believe in changing your accent, then you're very welcome to click off this video and go and watch another one of my English pronunciation lessons, where they're a little bit more general and focus on articulation rather than replicating a specific accent. The reason why I'm doing this lesson is simply because a lot of you have requested it. That is all. If you'd like a PDF copy of today's lesson notes, as well as an audio version of today's lesson to listen and practice while on the go, then click the link down below in the description. Let's begin with number 1, the R sound. British English accents tend to be non-rhotic, while American English accents tend to be rhotic. But what does this mean? A rhotic accent essentially means that you pronounce the R sound when it is written. While in non-rhotic accents, like British English ones, the R tends to be silent if it is after a vowel or towards the end of a word. So for example, in British English, the word car is pronounced without the R. However, in American English, they pronounce it as car, car. Here's another example. Hard, 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 hard. And lastly, mother, 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 mother. So notice that in American English, we pronounce the R sound very strongly. In British English, we don't pronounce it, it's completely removed. The rules to know when the R is silent in British English are very simple. If you have a vowel and then an R coming after it, like in car, then you remove the R. If you have a vowel, an R, and then a consonant sound coming after it, then you again remove the R, like in hard. If a word ends with ER, OR, AR, or RE, these also have a silent R. So mother is pronounced without the R. The only time you pronounce the R sound is when it's at the beginning of a word, for example, red, or if it's in between vowels, for example, around and arrow. There is only one exception to this rule though. If you know what it is, then comment down below. If you don't, then I'll tell you. It's the word iron. In the UK, we don't say I run, we say iron, iron. So listen carefully to this sentence and repeat. I parked my car near the theatre. I parked my car near the theatre. So notice that all of the R's are silent. Next, we're going to look at 2 very distinct vowel sounds, A and O. In British English, we use the sound A. It's a very short and open sound, like in cat. Imagine you're going to the dentist and you open your mouth wide. A, cat. While in American English, it's more like cat, 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 cat. Keep in mind that I am not from the US, so if my accent is terrible for the American English one, too bad. Now the second sound, O, in British English is very short and very round. O, hot. While in American English, it's a lot longer and a little bit more open. Hot, 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 hot. So let's practice the difference. Cat, cat, hot, hot. Now listen carefully to this sentence and repeat. The cat sat on a hot pot. The cat sat on a hot pot. Now the final thing you're going to learn today is the flap T. This is when you say the T sound almost like a D. It's said very, very quickly, like da. So city sounds like city, And this is more of a feature of American English. So you have city, where we pronounce the t more clearly in British English, and city, city, which sounds more like a d sound, but this is actually the flap t. It's not city, it's not a strong d, it's city. And this is more American English. So words like better sound like better in American English. We don't pronounce that t as a r, we pronounce it as a t sound, and we don't pronounce the r at the end. So better, better. Water, 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 water. Later, 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 later. Now listen carefully and repeat. It's better to drink water later. It's better to drink water later. As a side note, although Brits don't tend to use the flap T and say things like water better or water better, which sounds more Australian, what we tend to do is use the glottal T instead. So this is when you pronounce the T here instead of in your mouth. So better sounds like better, water sounds like water, and later sounds like later. So the sentence, it's better to drink water later, sounds like it's better to drink water later. So if you hear someone speaking like that, then they probably are from the UK. And that is the end of today's English pronunciation lesson. To help you improve your English pronunciation faster and remember the rules that you learned in today's lesson, you can download a free PDF version of today's lesson notes, as well as receive a free audio version of today's lesson to listen to and practice while on the go. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos to help you improve your English pronunciation, and hit the like button if you have learned something new today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next lesson. Bye bye! So let's practice in a sentence. I will say it first in British English, and then I will say it in a really, really bad American accent.